Hey, Roz, how do you say your last name? You're muted.
Mignona.
No, no. That's beautiful. Okay. Yay.
Okay. Hi, friends. Hi,
Hi.
Roz. So fun to see you.
I know you too.
Hey, Stacy.
So our tornado sirens just went off like as I started to log in. But it's weird. We don't have any tornado warnings right now, so I'm just thinking maybe they were testing them. We do have a thunderstorm watch, but I don't know.
So if you leave, we know why.
So if they go off again, I might like move.
You have permission to like run away if anything really bad happens.
I mean, it's like dead, no wind out there, but that could be actually a bad sign. I don't know. I'm from California and I moved to Iowa and this is what I get.
Crazy. Well, I think we're going to begin. And then if you have to take leave, just know Chelsea will cover for you.
Okay. Sounds good.
Awesome. Welcome everybody to joining this continuing education class. I am Stacy Paulson. I am one of the leaders in Chelsea's awesome Essential Simplified group, right? So I get to introduce Roz, which when I was reading her bio, I was like so excited to meet you, and I hope you can like do a little performance for us. So she performed with the company that did Wicked. So I'm like, what the heck? And besides that, she is also a homeschooling mom, a homesteading mom, an essential oil loving mom, and a foodie mom. So like, talk about talents. You're going to learn a lot from her. She has an amazing husband. She has 4 kids. And so she is going to be sharing with us essential oils at every age, every stage. And so take note because I see there's different ages and stages on here.
Yes, thank you, Stacy. Yeah, that's a great introduction. I just mentioned that I live in Iowa now, and there was a tornado siren going off a minute ago, but I'm from Southern California, so it's like always kind of a, oh my goodness, what do we do moment. But yes, I'm married, 4 kids. I started my career in performing arts, dancing, singing, and so I was fortunate to be cast in the Broadway musical Wicked. That was a couple years, and then our first of 4 children came along, and I do homeschool, which isn't much to say now since most of the country is basically homeschooling or has been homeschooling. So, but I've actually been doing this since the beginning. My oldest daughter's 12, and then I have a daughter who's 9 and a daughter who is just about to turn 6, and then our baby boy is just about to turn 2. And I am a certified doula, which is like a childbirth assistant. I'm very passionate. I had I had my last 3 kids at home, and I'm just one of those crunchy moms, and weird that I like childbirth, but I'm just very passionate about health. I have a degree in health arts and sciences and a certification as a nutritional therapy practitioner. So the story is I was a performer, I was very unhealthy, and then that got me really passionate about health. I've been using doTERRA's oils for 6 years now, and it's been amazing. I used a couple oils, dabbled in it before that, and then once I tried doTERRA, it was like a game changer, and it became definitely a lifestyle. So I've been teaching about it soon after I started using them. I just love teaching about the oils. So here we go. I am going to share my screen, and yeah, I just saw a pretty intense lightning bolt like 2 blocks away. So if I move suddenly, you know, I'm a little nervous about the storm happening outside. But I'm excited because This is a beautiful presentation to show you. All right, let's see. Am I there? Full screen, we got it. Perfect. All right, so we're teaching essential oils for every age. And I think the key to this is that essential oils are for every age. There's no like too early or too late time to start using them. It is such a joy for me to be able to see people interested at various stages of life for various reasons, and that there are solutions, because these are just beneficial parts, elements of plants that benefit our bodies, systems, and our cells. And so we're just going to start from the infancy and go all the way through to the glory years. So let's get going. So starting with infants to age 2, this is always a huge question. Can we actually use the oils with babies? Is it safe? I've heard it isn't safe. And I can tell you from my experience, I have used them from the moment, like for instance, our baby infant son was born, we prayed over him and used some frankincense oil, just some diluted frankincense oil on his forehead. And there are definitely oils that may be more just too intense for infants, but there are definitely oils that you can safely use, especially though this is where the quality counts. So doTERRA's oils, they are the most tested, and the people that are producing the information that we use as we're guided to use doTERRA's oils are the best in the industry. And so we can really trust that guidance. And so yes, doTERRA's oils are the most tested, most trusted. And one thing that you can see here is On Guard Touch. So the Touch line, if you haven't heard of it, are diluted roller bottles. And so they're pre-diluted. People ask, well, what's the dilution ratio? It just depends on the oil, but they've been designed to be used safely for sensitive skin, for young children, babies. And so one of the easiest ways to use doTERRA's products is use touch rollers, and you can rub them on the bottom of the feet. And so there's no worry about babies, getting it in their eyes or in their mouth if you have it on their feet and put a little sock over it. Oops. And so we also have that tamer. Sorry, because of the people's pictures, it's blocking out the side of the screen. So yes, the tamer blend, this is part of our kids line, which is super fun. And it's one of the oils I had in my purse. I only grabbed oils and products that I actually keep in my little purse. So you can see like these are things that I still always have on hand. So the tamer blend is a little digestive blend. It's fantastic. There's a lot of tummy issues that little ones deal with from the very beginning, with gas and colicky babies and that digestive system transitioning. So it's a great way to help babies with that. I remember one time we used a digestive blend on one of my babies who's really tense tummy, really just cramped up in her tummy. And my mom, who was a physician, was holding the baby on her tummy. And so I just rubbed a little bit of that on the baby's feet and put a little on the tummy. And my mom's like, did that really work? Her whole stomach just relaxed. And I think she may have passed a little gas, but it was just amazing how instantly the baby just calmed down, and it's like her tummy deflated. So I just remember that story, which was really fun. So here you can see doTERRA has an unscented lotion. It's a beautiful consistency. This definitely you have on hand for all ages, but the beauty of this is you can use as much or little lotion as you want, put a drop of oil in it and mix it just in your hand. That's how I do it. And then you can apply it that way. Of course, the safest way to use the oils with all ages, with children. Also, I'm going to add in here pets, because pets are able to kind of get away from it if they don't like it, but it's diffusing. So if you have a diffuser, hopefully you do. That's just basically the safest way. When people ask me about using oils with little ones, I say, well, if you're concerned, just start with a diffuser, because that's a very safe way for them to receive the oils and receive the benefits of the oils. All right. And so we kind of go a little back with pregnancy, but you might say just kind of that perinatal period, pregnancy, birth, and after birth. So Terrazyme is a supplement. So it is a capsule of an oil blend and some digestive enzymes. So I like to describe digestive enzymes as the elements that can help you break down all your food. It's like little Pac-Man that go into that are in your stomach that help just kind of like eat up the food and help it break down properly into the right sizes and helps with the pH balance of your stomach. So of course, women, the typical concern is that they have digestive problems. They feel like everything's stopped, or either refluxy type issues that they deal with. And the truth is, it's not just pregnancy. A lot of us deal with indigestion or digestive issues. So Terrazyme is a fantastic supplement that you can use to support that digestive health. And it also will pass through some of the elements will pass through the breast milk. So that also will help a baby who is nursing. Copaiba is one of our favorite oils. It's right up there with a when in doubt, use this oil. And so this is a fantastic option for perinatal time, especially during breastfeeding, to take some Copaiba under the tongue and to support the milk supply. We're going to move on also on that topic. Basil and fennel are plants that support milk supply as well. A note on peppermint oil. Sometimes women don't notice any difference in milk supply, but we want to be careful. Sometimes the peppermint can decrease milk supply. However, some women need that. So it's good to know that we have oils that help both for supporting milk supply and not. I want to touch on something I didn't say before we started this. Even if you are nowhere near this stage of life, you're past it, or it's not happening in your life at all, don't forget, this is valuable information for anyone that you might know, family members or friends or neighbors, and this is important information that can be it can be life-changing. It can be so helpful. So you might be someone who offers that help to someone else. So don't tune out right now. This is still really important information to be listening to. So then we enter into our school-aged kids. And of course, as a nutritional therapist, I am very passionate, and I care so much about the health of our children at a cellular level. This is when they're developing in every way. And I know as a parent, you're always just going, why don't they eat enough good food? Why won't they just, why don't they get it? I've told them all the information they need to make better decisions, and, but they're kids. And so I know I'm not alone in that. So it is definitely reassuring and kind of like the insurance policy to supplement with the foundational nutrients that kids need. So I love what doTERRA has done. They've created these supplements. So what you see here in this picture is our PB Assist, so probiotic Assist Junior, and a chewable tablet that's basically like a multivitamin. It's a watermelon flavor. It's yummy. And then the IQ Mega, so it's the omega fatty acids in a perfect balance. So let me talk about how we take those. The PB Assist are the easiest. They're like little pixie sticks. If you remember, don't tell me that you had these. I'm not going to admit to it, even though I had plenty of them. I never had any of those gigantic ones, but the little tube full of just straight up sugar and chemical flavorings and colorings. Yeah. So this isn't that. This is a probiotic formula that's incredible. The way doTERRA developed their probiotics is so that it passes the acidic environment of the stomach, gets more into the lower intestines, where that beneficial bacteria really needs to be delivered. So the PB Assist Junior, it's like a fruity flavor. They're really delicious. I love that they're made with a xylitol mixture, because xylitol is really good for balancing the pH of your mouth. So a lot of more holistic dentists and regular dentists understand the benefit of xylitol for dental health. And so this is just a great little package. I've actually given these to my dentist. You just pop it in your mouth, put it on your tongue, and it just disappears. It just, dissolves in your mouth. And so it's a great thing to just have maybe in a lunchbox, or something to have after lunch, after a meal, because it benefits the pH of your mouth, and also you're getting some good beneficial bacteria in there. The chewable vitamins, that's easy to understand. They just chew them up. And then fatty acid oils, they're kind of tough sometimes to get down kids. So some sort of organic juice might be something to chase this down with. Or I find like applesauce. Some people put it in smoothies, but sometimes kids, like if they taste something funky in a smoothie, then they won't drink the rest. So I try to just get it done. Usually applesauce is the best chaser, it absorbs any oily feeling. But honestly, it's not that bad. It's a great formula. And also you'll see here the On Guard beadlets. If you haven't tried a beadlet, these are phenomenal. It's less than a drop of essential oil in a beadlet with some coconut oil. And they're just teeny tiny, and you can either pop them in your mouth and bite them open. There's On Guard and peppermint. It's really strong though, just beware. Sometimes people aren't expecting something so little to be so strong. So some of my kids take them no problem. But another little tip that I've heard is you get those little applesauce squeezers or a spoon of applesauce. And if you put that beadlet on there, they'll probably just swallow without even tasting because you're not really chewing something like applesauce. So On Guard is our immune support blend. And of course, right now we're all especially concerned about supporting our immune systems and our children's immune systems. So those On Guard beadlets, man, those are a fantastic option. Next is our kids collection, which I mentioned before with the Tamer blend. I'm not going to spend the time to go through each and every one, but it's a super cool kit. The kids love what it looks like, and it's got the little clip. This is the other one I keep in my purse. This is Rescuer. It's a soothing blend. I use this myself. I love this blend. It's kind of like not as strong as a Deep Blue, but anyway, so the kids kit comes with these little flashcards. I mean, it's just all packaged it's so cute. And the kids really love it. And I just love the empowerment element of teaching kids and teenagers how to use the oils. I'm going to give you one tip that was really special for me that we've continued in our lives. So when the tip is use oils during the good times. So we think, we only have our oils when things are going bad. When I have a problem, I've got to reach for my kid and my guidebook and figure out what to use. But if you implement using essential oils when times are good, like when you're sitting on the couch watching TV, or when you're like cuddling with a kid or hugging them or praying with them, spending time doing something really wonderful, get in the habit of using oils. So the story that I have is one of my kids is very emotionally all over the place. Okay, so she's when she was very young, she would have these bouts of basically she'd be in the back of the car and then just suddenly start crying. And she would be crying and saying, I don't know why I'm crying. I just can't stop. And in this, I just remember this one particular time in the car, and then she asked, Mommy, can I have some oils? And it was so awesome because when this type of issue had happened before, we kind of just spent some time. I was holding her and we used some oils. Like we used some of the touch oils like Cheer. This was, I think, before the kids line even came out. But anyway, I was in the car. I wasn't able to just stop and do that whole, 30 minutes of just cuddle time. But I was able to hand her the oil, and it worked really well. And I know that a part of that is that recall, when you smell something and you're like taken back to junior high, or a time in your life, you're like, oh my gosh, that smell just reminds me of. So my kid was able to associate that time we had spent together with the particular oil. And I'm so glad I had that particular oil with me. So anyway, this is, it really is an amazing thing to be able to train the body to recognize the oils and their benefits, but also to just associate those special times in life with oils can be really powerful. So I hope I explained that point. But when I see this kid line, I'm just reminded of so many memories of when I've used these oils, and that my kids are able to use them and on their own and relive those wonderful memories and times. So anyway, moving on to adolescence. Let's not forget all of those stress and encouraging oils the parents of the adolescents need. But we're going to talk specifically about the products, oils that the kids need. So skincare, this is something that becomes very important to these young people. And HD Clear is our skin clearing, balancing skin line. There's a foaming wash. There's a straight up oil roller bottle. That's when I say straight, and that it's just essential oil. So I like it. It's kind of like a spot treatment, or you just kind of dab it and then use a moisturizer to follow it. So that HD Clear moisturizer is fantastic. Adolescents, they're really into their smells, especially girls. I have an adolescent girl. So they're really into their smells. So this is when you can introduce essential oils as a way to make things smell good. So for instance, a moisturizer, like the HD Clear moisturizer isn't super fragrant. So you can teach them, well, use something like lavender for a girl or cedarwood for a boy, and mix it into that moisturizer, and it makes it, those oils are fantastic for skin, but it also adds that fragrance too that they might be interested in. Also here you see our Lifelong Vitality pack, and this is a supplement system for basically this age. Sometimes younger people can take the capsules, but Lifelong Vitality is just something that people who use it and have used it consistently, they can't stop talking about how wonderful it is. And so this is foundational nutrition, and it's a wonderful thing to be able to start introducing our young people to using whole food, top quality, I have to emphasize the quality, supplements for nutrition, and teaching them how the foundation of nutrition is feeding your body what it needs so that cells regenerate as fully and wholesomely as possible. So every time our cells regenerate, we have a window to either feed our cells what they need to reproduce as healthfully and wholesomely as possible, or we are deficient and our cells have to work a lot harder, or the cells go into dysfunction. And that's, so when kids, they might not care so much about their nutrition, but if you talk about their skin and their energy and their ability to wake up in the morning, and all of those things that might be more important to them, this foundation of nutrition is so important. And we'll continue that conversation too as we go through our different stages of life. As I mentioned, these kids are obsessed with their smells. I don't know. I'm at constant battle with Bath and Body Works. So I'm like, please, I don't want these chemicals in my house. I wish you would understand this. My cat came to say hi. She's really loud. Sorry. So diffusers are so fun because they look really cool, and there's different types of diffusers you can get. But this is where kids kind of can get that independence. I love my daughters, my older two, they have their own oils. I swear they just come and take them out of my cabinets, but, or, if one's left out, they just kind of swipe it. And so like my older daughter, my oldest one, she's just got this huge collection of oils. I honestly don't even know how she collected them, but she loves to mix and match and make diffuser blends. And I love that because she's just learning how to kind of, take control of her health and learning how to use diffusers and oils in a really fun way. And then you see we've got Clary Calm Roller Blend here. So this is another straight up oil. That thing's full of a blend of oils that help balance hormones. So it's a fantastic oil to implement for young girls who are starting their cycles, and I think just hormone balancing in general is a pretty big battle with the adolescent and teen life. So, but this is something that is great for all ages, beginning with adolescence and a girl's cycle all the way through menopause, perimenopause. I have a lot of fantastic testimonials of this oil from clients of all of these ages through all of these stages. So Clary Calm, you can either use it directly on specific pressure points or on the bottoms of the feet. Again, is always an easy way to use it. When I say pressure points, you might be, how do I know what pressure points are? So I'm just going to take this moment to say, if you do not have a reference guidebook, take a note right now that you need to get that from the person who signed you up for doTERRA, because those guidebooks are going to answer all these questions like, what in the world are pressure points, or how do I use this oil, this blend? So this whole world can be very confusing unless you have one of these fantastic guidebooks that most doTERRA wellness advocates know how to get to you. So back to that lifelong vitality. It's basically made up of a nutrient complex, which is, some people say, oh, a multivitamin. It's really more than that. We're talking about a formula of whole food nutrients that come from whole foods and include whole foods, plus some oils that are beneficial internally, to cover just the whole span of nutrients that we need and are beneficial. But they're not just like synthetic, hyper saturated multivitamins like you'd find in a drugstore, on clearance for $3. These are formulated so that your body actually uses and absorbs all of the nutrients. And doTERRA actually has fantastic models showing how the absorption rate of the nutrients are tested that have been tested and proven. So anyway, it's not just a waste of money. These are nutrients your body uses. Oops, sorry guys. And then we have an E-omega, so essential fatty acid, omega fatty acids supplement there. And then the alpha CRS, it's like an antioxidant cellular renewal blend. So these different products work synergistically together, and they're fantastic. And the beautiful thing about Lifelong Vitality is you can get it, use the bottles, and if you don't like them, you can return them. You can return empty bottles and get a full refund. So you've got nothing to lose by trying these. If you are concerned about your health and nutrition, the top testimonials about Lifelong Vitality is the mental alertness and clarity, and the energy, and that people who take them and then stop, those are the first things they notice go away when they stop taking the Lifelong Vitality. So definitely going to emphasize that one. Also that Terrazyme, those digestive enzymes. And it's lemon. Sorry. My video screens are covering up some of the slides, and I didn't memorize them all, but I'm close. So lemon is the most basic and easy essential oil to start using, to use internally. It can make water taste fantastic, but you're also going to get just an uplifting and energizing experience from using lemon and citrus oils. There's also a benefit to your digestion. And I will say, as a nutritional therapy practitioner, digestion support is one of the top issues. It is very rare to find someone who has fantastic digestion. And just meaning that they're consistent and they never have issues. And even if you don't think you have any digestive symptoms, it's always important to support digestion. So that's all I'll lecture you on with that one. But if you're thinking, okay, I want to try this oils and water things, start with lemon. It's wonderful. So this just brings us to the 3 ways we get to use doTERRA's oils. And I always point out that their bottles are labeled for it. So whatever way you can use an oil, it's going to be on the bottle. There's no guessing game. There's no like looking up the company and they say, well, our customers tell us they use it this way. No, it's on the bottle. It's approved to be on the bottle. So just refer to that. So aromatic, it's the easiest way. Like I've said, if you have a diffuser, or even just little like felt diffusers that people hang from their rearview mirrors, or I've even seen people put sorry, my cat, she's so loud, go away. I've seen people put some oil on a tissue paper and just shove it in their air conditioner in the car. And by seeing people, I mean, I do that all the time. I'm not very like perfect with the way I use my oils. I just kind of, make do. So using the oils aromatically just means you're breathing them. You're getting the aromatic benefits of the oil. Citrus Bliss here is such a lovely blend of citruses and vanilla, and it's a very easy to use oil, and it's just thinking about citrus bliss, I'm like happy. And then we can use them topically. Ooh, I love these 2 oils that are on this slide. But topically, as it implies, you use it on your skin. We always want to be careful to keep oils out of our sensitive areas and our eyes, and you never want to put oils like in your ears, down in your ear canal. But you can use the guidebooks to find the specific pressure points. Really, my go-to is to just take an oil roller bottle. I've got tons that I've either made or pre-made formulas that doTERRA has just made, which most of them are that, because like I said, I'm not really fancy with my oils. And I just roll it on the back of my neck or on my lower back, on the inside of my wrists. And so I kind of do this pretty much all the time. I'll just put the oils on my back, on the back of my neck, and then just kind of spend some time around in my hands, reading them. So now I've got topical and aromatic mixed together. We've got Motivate Touch, which speaks for itself for what it does. It's a very uplifting and motivating blend. And then Adaptive, the Adaptive line of products, of oils. These are meant for just for mental health. And I just love this line. It's so empowering for something that so many people struggle with. So if you haven't looked into Adaptive, you got to do that. But this is just an easy way to use the oils topically, internally. Like I said, citrus oils are really just an easy way to go. This is one of my many water bottles that are hanging around my house, filling up my counters at all times. It's kind of annoying, but all of our water bottles are not plastic. So glass, stainless steel is the way to use oils in your water, because if you put oils in plastic, the oils are so powerful, they can actually break down the petrochemicals, the plastic, and you don't want to be breaking down plastic and then drinking it. So it's a really good idea to just invest in good glass or stainless steel water bottles. And then I also kind of like that the oils just naturally kind of clean the inside of the water bottle too. They also clean the water, and then you get the benefit of using them internally. So these citrus oils, they taste great. My favorites are grapefruit, which is really good for metabolic health. I'll usually put that in my water when I go to the gym. I also like wild orange. Talked about lemon, but right now I'm putting On Guard in my water the most, probably. So just 1 drop in 16 to 24 ounces. Maybe actually one of my water bottles is 32 ounces. So just that little bit of On Guard, that little bit of essential oil is really empowering during the time we're living in right now and being concerned about our immune system. So I highly recommend adding that practice to your life. So as we move into the glory years, this fractionated coconut oil, you hear us talking about this a lot, diluting with the fractionated coconut oil, and you're thinking, what in the world is fractionated coconut oil? It is a processed version of coconut oil so that it doesn't harden, so that it's a smaller molecules that absorb into the skin. So if you've used like a cooking virgin coconut oil, it hardens at like 72 or something degrees Fahrenheit. So you don't want to be making roller bottles or anything like that with an oil that hardens. But also if you use it topically, you might know that the kitchen oil, the virgin oil, it stays really greasy on your skin. So the fractionated coconut oil, as the name sort of implies, it's actually smaller molecules, and it's really wonderful to use on the skin, and it absorbs and it's moisturizing, and it's a perfect delivery system for adding essential oils also. It's not in this slide. My number 1 recommendation for this age and the coconut oil is the blend Immortelle. It's an anti-aging oil blend. I like to dilute it because it is a really powerful blend of essential oils, or at least I tell people start by diluting the oils and then develop it as you, if you want stronger oils, or if you want to not dilute it at all, but at least start with diluting them. And then, of course, continue that lifelong vitality system. It really is that wonderful. And for all of the health concerns that we deal with, mostly with our older generations, the foundation is lifelong vitality. So put my nutritional therapist hat back on. It's very difficult to deal with specific health issues when we don't have a foundation of health and a foundation of cellular health, where the body is actually going to be healthy enough to respond to therapies or respond to using the essential oils to target issues. And then even medicine, like a doctor would say, the best thing you can do is be healthy, good diet, exercise. And if you can have the best foundation possible, which is something that the Lifelong Vitality will help you with, then you will find that everything else is so much so much more effective. And so always, just if you haven't yet, consider Lifelong Vitality in tandem with using your essential oils. We have a fantastic bone nutrient complex. So of course, I get calls all the time. What do I need calcium? I need more vitamin D, and I need D3, and you know, my numbers didn't come back, and my doctor said I need a supplement that might help me with my bone health. So here you go. Here's a fantastic, beautifully formulated bone nutrient complex here. Oh, okay. So let me see if I can pull it up because it didn't. Can you guys see that? You get to see some of my computer. Can I get a thumbs up, Stacy or Chelsea, that says the monthly box subscription?
Not yet, huh?
So it was somehow removed from the PowerPoint presentation. Are you, well, okay.
That's weird.
Give me a second here. I'm just gonna see if it'll work the way I want it to. Now do you see it?
Yes.
You kind of see my desktop there, but you
That's
see
great.
okay, I just wanted to show you because I'm talking about LRP, Loyalty Rewards Program, and the slides somehow got removed from my PowerPoint presentation. So it was just really important that I did it this way. So bear with me on that. But okay, LRP. It's so wonderful that subscription boxes are so popular now because it makes explaining LRP so much easier for us because it's really simple, but sometimes can be like, oh, I don't want to hear about that. It's too overwhelming. It really is just a monthly subscription box from doTERRA that you get to create. You get to make it as full or simplistic as you want based on every month. Every month, doTERRA has different promotions. So pay attention to those. And they announce it on the first day of every month, and it's always a really exciting day to find out what doTERRA is doing this month. So there's different benefits. The first benefit is that when you set up your LRP, as we like to call it, you're going to start earning rewards points. So when you get started, you get 10% back, so $10 basically for every $100 you spend in points that you get to use as cash as you accumulate them. Sometimes I'll mention like Starbucks points. It's just like any point system where you can use points to pay for a product if you have enough points instead of money. So that's the first benefit is earning point that you get to use like cash. And the longer that you place your monthly order, you get to actually work your way up. It goes 10%, and then 3 months later, 15%, then 20%, and then you can earn up to 30% back. So when you've been doing this about a year, my cat's saying hi again. When you've been doing your LRP every month, you need to be having a 50-point minimum in your orders. But when you continue this, you can earn 30% back. So basically every $100 I spend, I get $30 back that I get to spend on oil. So it's really an awesome way to get a lot of free stuff. And as you continue to use LRP, you end up being able to get a ton of stuff for free because then you get to take advantage of the promos that doTERRA does. So if you place your LRP order by the 15th of the month and there's 125 points in your cart. So roughly maybe $125 to $150 worth of product in your cart, and you place that order by the 15th, you get the free product of the month. So there's a free oil every month that you can get if you want to place a big enough order to qualify for that. Really fun months are when they do like a place a 200 point order and get this awesome set of oils or an awesome expensive oil. For instance, most Decembers, or I think all Decembers, doTERRA has done a frankincense giveaway. So 200 point order at any time in February, you'd get a frankincense oil. But if you placed an LRP order that was 200 points by the 15th, you get a free frankincense oil and you'd get the free product of the month, whatever that oil is. So you get a lot of freebies when you play the system really well. And then you also get basically free shipping. So there's a lot of different shipping options from $3.99 up to like overnight shipping. But the beauty is you get whatever you spend in shipping, you get that many points back. So it kind of works out like a free shipping option. So sometimes I've needed to do an overnight shipping and it, you know, spending $25 or whatever it was on shipping was not my favorite thing to do, but I was okay with it because I basically just got $25 back in points from doTERRA for my shipping. So that's how that works. And just for people who are concerned about a monthly auto ship, it's not really like auto ship. You get to change the products that are in there. You get to change the date that it ships. You get to cancel any time. So when someone says, I just need to take a break from LRP, I'll say, make sure you use your points, buy something with your points so you don't lose those, but then it's fine and pick it back up again when you want to. And just so you know, there's no minimum. Well, there's a minimum, it's $1. So you only have to buy one thing, no big or small, whatever you want to just keep your subscription box going. So I hope that makes sense. That is the last slide that I am going to go over. So are there any questions before I hand it over to, I think Stacy's going to finish the presentation today?
Not cat has a question.
She's a Siamese. She's so loud.
Oh wait, cute.
Before Stacy starts, is it okay if I just quickly hop in for a second and anyone who wants to like silently applaud, good job, Roz, thank you for the information. Well done. It was fun to hear from you and your cat. Just really quickly, what was I going to say? I think I'm really tired today, so I'm like, so really quick, just make sure if you are taking this class for the prize at the end to fill out the questionnaire that's just been put in the chat. And I'm just going to make up a code word for you to use to do that, and I think it's going to be baby. That's my favorite age in this whole list. And also to remind you guys really quickly, Stacy's going to cover, I'll tell you a little bit about Stacy in a second, but Stacy's going to cover a little bit about the business of doTERRA. Roz covered product information, which was awesome. And moving forward, we're going to take like 15 minutes to cover some information on the business. So if you want to hop off now, you're welcome to. If you want to ask any questions now, you're welcome to. If you're super curious, you can stick around. Before she does that, I just want to remind you that next week, I want to remind myself too, Genevieve, what is the topic for next week? I'm drawing a blank.
Next,
skincare.
essential skincare.
Thank you. To join us next week on skincare. doTERRA has a huge line of skincare, and it's actually phenomenal. And so next week we'll hear from Alicia Tupanua, a nurse, a NICU nurse actually from Las Vegas, and she's going to teach us all about essential skincare. So you'll want to join us for that. So That being said, feel free to hop in the chat or unmute yourself for just a minute if you want to ask any questions or share any thoughts. Raise your hand or if you want to. Otherwise, I'll just start talking about Stacy for a second. Okay. If anybody raises their hand, we'll try to see it. So Stacy, I'm super excited for you guys to hear from Stacy. Stacy's brilliant. I really don't have time to tell you all her credentials, to be honest. She's she doesn't love that, but she has a long list of them. She's what are you, a health coach? You're like, you have an MBA in business, masters of business. Like, she's super smart. She is also a strengths coach, which is awesome. And if you haven't delved into the Strengths Finder world, you want to. If you are building a doTERRA business or curious about it, it is a really great way to navigate relationships and understand your fellow organization members and personalities and different ways of operating. It actually is something that saved my marriage. I will just tell you that. So it's a really powerful tool. So that's totally not what she's talking about, but we should probably have her on sometime to do that. That would be so cool. So without any other, whatever the word is, further ado, which I shouldn't say out loud because I'm not French. Stacy, take it away.
You're awesome. Thank you, Chelsea and Roz. That was great. Every time I listen to these continuing education, I always learn something new. And so I'm like, ooh, I need to add that to what I'm teaching people. So thank you for sharing that. And I hope that nobody hops off, because my life changed 9 years ago when I listened to a presentation about the business. And for me, coming from the MBA world, the business world, I was anti-network marketing. So I need to tell you that straight up. And I actually was introduced to the oil. I was standing in the middle of a hayfield. I have allergies, and my friend Elise, who Chelsea knows, she gave me some oils, and I thought this was like weird voodoo something, but I put a couple of drops on my finger and rubbed it across the bridge of my nose, and within minutes my allergies were gone. And I was floored. And the interesting thing is, Elise, who shared those with me, she did not know that I was going through a lot of health challenges at that time in my life. I was struggling with migraines, constant migraines. I had chronic sinus infections and just rounds and rounds of antibiotics for over a year. And I was dealing with some mood issues, with depression and pain issues, and I was 35. And she didn't know these things were going on, but when she shared those oils with me, a light bulb went on in my head, and it went like, I wonder if oils could help me with this. But not only oils, but I wonder if there were other things out there that I had never even known about, that I hadn't heard of, that could help me. And that helped me dive into this world of essential oils and a more natural lifestyle, changing, bad habits and things. And so I remember meeting Chelsea, and I'm going to share this, and it's all going to wrap together. I remember meeting Chelsea. I'd never gone to an essential oil class before, but Elise invited me to a women's health event. We were in a small town in Duchesne, and it was about an hour and a half to where doTERRA headquarters was at around that time, and went to this event with Dr. Hill, who is the chief medical officer of doTERRA. And she didn't know how interested I was in this, because I was struggling with these things. Oh, and I was also having miscarriages. So we were trying to grow our family, and I was having miscarriages. And so I went with her to this event, and my mind was blown about essential oils. And I came out with solutions that I wanted to implement. And I remember this girl, Chelsea, behind us. And all I remember about her is like super happy, bubbly, like just a really good feeling about her. And I remember that event. And then I ended up purchasing my kit of oils. I just went on to doTERRA. I purchased the biggest thing there was, which was the Premier kit at the time. We picked it up in Orem, Utah, and then drove off to California. So at that time, I had my own business, and I was struggling. I was struggling because my health was bad. And so I felt like my business was like falling apart. And also I was feeling like I was not a very good mom, because I wasn't showing up how I wanted to show up in life for them. I was often sick. I can't, I'm in my room in a black room because I'm having a migraine. And so the oils brought me hope, and they also brought me healing. Within a couple of months, my migraines were gone, and the chronic sinus infections went away. Within a couple of months, I was expecting, and that was a healthy baby. And this is where it comes into the business, because after having, that was baby number 5, after having her, probably about a month after, I was sitting down at my computer and somehow I pulled up a doTERRA business overview. And I remember watching that and going, what? I had been so anti like network marketing, but I loved the oils. For a year, I was sharing them with friends and family, my mom, my sisters, my sister-in-laws, like, this is so cool. You need to try these. But I wasn't open to the business, right? I went to business school. Like, that's real business. That's what I was thinking, but I was sharing with other people. And so after I watched that, it blew my mind as far as what this was. It was about sharing oils and helping other people with their health, with their emotional health, with their community and their connection. And it just helped me to see it in a different light. And that's what I want you to be seeing in a different light, that this is so much more than network marketing. This is about helping others to change their lives and making an impact, not only in your home, which is what we often do with the oils, but how to make an impact outside of our home. And at that time, I had to shut down my company when we moved to California. I was not feeling well enough to manage all of that. And we were struggling financially. And this came at a perfect opportunity where I was feeling well and whole and that I could do so much more, but I didn't want to go out and get a job. I wanted to be home. I wanted to have flexibility in my lifestyle. And I didn't want to have a cap to my income and, be waiting for the next promotion or raise or whatever that is, like that standard thing. I wanted more. And so this gave me the opportunity to do that. And I want to share with you some of the things that you can do if you are open to this. And I know, especially with this whole COVID crazy, today we were just talking to a couple that are friends, and they're in this position where his hours have been cut back. He works for the PGA Tour, and that's not happening. So his hours have been cut back, and he's got a master's degree in accounting. And his wife is a nurse, but she wanted to stay home with their kids while they're through these teenage years. And so first they were open to the oils because he was taking a lot of medication for his high blood pressure, and he wanted to not be taking all these medications and wanted to change his lifestyle. But then as they started learning more about, like, this is an opportunity for them to they still have student loans and they're older than I am that they have to pay off, like over $100,000 worth. They have kids that are gonna be graduating and they want stuff for retirement. They're not even set up for retirement. So no matter where you're at, doTERRA has an opportunity for you beyond just your health. I'm going to try to share my screen, or someone's gonna pull up slides. Maybe. Host disable attendee screen sharing. I don't know what I'm doing. I might just share without the screens. I will continue, and Chelsea's going to work on something with that. So I want to tell you 3 different ways that we have an opportunity to share in doTERRA and kind of the benefits of that. The first one is that if you want to just get some free oils, we have a great referral program. So if you were thinking about friends or family that might be interested and open to natural ways of taking care of their health, and you send them to one of the classes that we have, or maybe it's Upline that have classes, that they can help educate and teach, and you can get some free product for doing that. But most of what I'm going to talk about are 2 other things that you can do. You can either start earning free healthcare, which is basically getting your orders every month for free, that you're earning enough that you are getting free essential oils. And I love this because thousands and thousands of people within doTERRA are creating this. And I'll tell you how you can do it. But then there's also those who want to create a supplemental income or a replacement income. And that is awesome. And I remember back in 2000, I got laid off, 9/11, that whole thing, and being in this position, like not prepared for being laid off. And how different it is now that I've created financial freedom in this residual income, that I don't have to worry what's going on with the whole COVID thing. I don't have to worry about that. And I want that for more people, and that it's possible for more people. So I'm going to get to share my screen now. Excellent. And just know at the end, if you have any questions, comments, because I cannot see the chat box, Chelsea will answer, or someone will, or at the end we will. So here's the, choose your path. If you haven't thought about this, do I just want to get my oils paid for? I love the products. It would take off some of the financial strain, or it'd just be nice to get my products paid for. That's about 3 to 5 hours a week. to create enough where it's a residual income that comes in every month that you're going to be earning. And that could be around $300, which is more than usually what we spend on products. 3 to 5 hours a week, enroll a few people. On average, it takes about 3 months to get to that place. If you're wanting to supplement your income, and that could mean, anywhere from a couple thousand for more, if you live in California, New York, it might be a little bit more to supplement your income. That 10 to 15 hours a week, and usually within a couple of years, you can do that. Working part-time, that you can create this supplemental income. So if we ever have another crazy virus, something come along, or some, people who attack some country, and it changes the economy, that you don't have to be stressed and worried, that you have this coming in. Or number 3, do you want to replace your income? Are you wanting to create enough that you don't have to work at a job? Or maybe a spouse doesn't have to work at a certain job. 15 to 30 hours. And with that amount of time, usually on average to get, oh my gosh, Blue Diamond, that's like $40,000 a month. That's amazingly crazy. Okay, so Diamond before that, I think it's around 2 to 3 years working these hours to be able to create that. And I did this, so I started when I had 5 kids and was doing this, just myself. My husband worked, and within a couple of years was able to reach that rank of Diamond. So it is doable. It is doable for people. Now, I want to tell you the things that you do in order to make this happen. You have to plan it, because it doesn't just happen. So if you want to create a business that is successful, if you want to create an extra income, get your oils paid for, you have to plan it. You have to be intentional. So I just want to walk you through the aspects of the success schedule. And there's 7 things that are important to know that you want to add to your schedule as you're moving into this. So the weekly success schedule, the first is, we have the intro classes, and most of you have gone to one, right? That you've been to a class where you learned about oils. And generally at the end of that class is a basic business intro. And I'm going to go into each one of these. And then after somebody enrolls, there's a wellness consult, because we want to make sure that you understand how to use your oils. We want to make sure people we enroll know how to do that and use their membership. And then these continuing education classes, making sure people that you enroll are tapped into the continuing education. We have team calls, strategy sessions, and then contacting and following up. That's it. So I'm going to just quickly go through each one of these briefly. The classes, like I said, most people have been to a class. And right now, a lot of them are online, which is super fun. And you can tap people into classes that are going on. You could do your own. You can do them over the phone. You can do them through Zoom on your own, FaceTime, whatever. These are super simple. And if you haven't heard of the daily mentor calls, if you can go to dailymentorcalls.com, you learn exactly what to do in order to teach a class. You don't have to be an oil expert. You just need to know some basic things. If you're on here, you're probably already an expert enough to teach somebody else how to use oils. The second thing is at the end of each of those, there's a business intro. It just basically helps people to understand that if they want to share with other people, there is an opportunity to help and support other people in using oils, and you get paid for it. That doTERRA compensates you for doing marketing and support for them, right? The wellness consults, I love these. So this is where after someone enrolls that you sit down with them, or now it might be, through Zoom or Skype or something, and you're just going through their kit and helping them to log into their account and learn how to use their membership and get the points if they want to use the loyalty rewards program. So this is really fun. Daily Mentor Call number 29 tells you exactly what to do. It's super simple and fun. And it really connects you with the people that you're sharing oils with. The continuing education classes, there's 8 of them. And so helping connect people, like once they enroll, that they get connected to these, because it will go dive deeper into different aspects of the oils. And really once people change their lifestyle, once they really understand and start incorporating oils into their lifestyle, they become lifelong users of oils. And so they're repeatedly ordering product. This is great for them because it changes their health. This is great for you from a business standpoint because you are creating residual income. You put in the work to help and support them at the beginning, but then they are a lifelong customer and there's not a lot of support that they need after they start using them. And so every time they order, you just earn a small percentage of that. And we started out with, there's nobody a part of our organization. It was just me. And then I shared with some people, and then they continued sharing and continuing sharing. We have over 130,000 people on our team right now. And, I did not meet all of those people, but as people are ordering in my organization, I earn a small percentage of that. And this is what helps people to do that. And then we have fun team calls and strategy calls. I love these. Just the team calls, depending on what team you're part, you want to, ask your upline what time their calls are at. We have ours every Monday night at 9 o'clock, and we just gather around through Zoom and we have a 30-minute strategy team call. It's super fun. And then you have a one-on-one strategy call with the person that enrolled you to help guide you every single week. So if you have challenges or if you have questions or if you're working on something that you want help with, that every week you're able to meet with the person that enrolled you and they help guide you in your business for free, right? Usually in business, I've had to pay for like consulting or coaching, but this is for free that we're here to support and help you to be successful. And then the 7th one, this is my absolute favorite. And this is, I think, probably should have been number 1. Is like the most important thing that we do is that we contact and follow up with people. It says 4 hours a week. Really, this is what I do. An hour a day for 4 days a week. And I just put that in wherever it fits with my 6 crazy kids and whatever's going on. I always fit this in. This is kind of like my morning ritual. I always do certain things every morning. I always brush my teeth. I never forget this because this is really the heart of it. And this is where you can make most of the connections and most of the impact as you move forward, as you're trying to build your business, but you're impacting lives. And it comes from being able to contact people, follow up with them. So you're asking, hey, do you want to try some oils? Maybe you know that they're struggling with pain and you're willing to send them some samples to see if it works for them. And then you're following up to see how that went. And it's just that process. And it's all taught in the daily mentor calls. So if you haven't signed up for those, dailymentorcalls.com, and it's the step-by-step process. And I promise you it works. For the average person, pretty much anyone can do this if you will just follow the system. And so any questions, I'm going to stop sharing. Maybe stop sharing. There we go. Any questions about this or about oils? You can post them in the chat or you can unmute.
We've added in the chat, we've also added the link if you guys want to hop in there to the daily mentor calls. Let's see.
And I want to share this. Sylvia, that's awesome. When I first started with doTERRA, I had earned over 800 points within the first 6 months. You go, girl. That's a lot of product, right? A lot of points. I got a call from my upline person. He said, Sylvia, what are you doing with all your points? They don't roll over. That was my mother-in-law and happened to like be in her account for something, helping her with something like, woman, you have so many points. You need to redeem those and get your free product. You can give them for gifts if you're not going to use it all, but use them. It's awesome. Any comments, questions, testimonials? You guys are easy. And I hope, Roz, you're not having a tornado.
It is a very, very scary looking sky. And while I was teaching, there were like 2 lightning bolts that were very close. But so far, it's not right over our heads, so I'm okay. But thanks. Sorry if I was a little distracted by that.
Nope, you're good.
We will send you thoughts and prayers. That's no fun.
I'll just give a little cameo. My baby showed up and he said, on.
Oh, cutie.
That's awesome. Roz lives in Iowa, Mom. Yeah, it's tornado land. Well, Roz and Stacy, thank you both so much. Thank you everyone for showing up and listening. We hope we learned something new that you can take home with you and that we get to see you next week with friends to learn about essential skincare. And again, remember to fill out the form that's in the chat, and the Daily Mentor Call link is also in the chat for you. Let me think, is there anything else? I don't think so. Thank you all. You're awesome. Have a great night.
Good night.